Alright, so I've compiled a list of the top 10 stealth games. A couple of rules I want to go over before we get into this. Over 50% of the game has to align with being a stealth game. So sorry GTA and Fallout, you're not included. The second rule is stealth is optional in all of the games that I mentioned, so you can play these games loud. However, the game might become more difficult and result in you dying. And the last rule is I can only include one game from a franchise. So if I do select a game, for example, Assassin's Creed, I'm only going to be able to select one of the games from the franchise. Right, we all sorted? We all understand? Brilliant. Thumbs up. Let's go. Starting off with one of the weakest games on the list, this is Batman Arkham. He likes to hide in the shadows, but he is also very, very human. Now, if you put him in a battle and he's with enemies that just carry melee weapons, he can easily take them out, and the game does show that. But if you put him in a battle with guards with guns, he can die very easily, so he needs another method to get around them. Now, as much as he likes using his gadgets to get past locked doors, he also is a bit of a stealthy superhero as well. He likes to hide on top of these gargoyles, and he hides on top of them as he travels around the room. He can also use them, so if any of the enemies walk underneath them, he can stealth kill those enemies and hang them to the gargoyle. By the time the enemy find out where that body is, he's long gone on a different gargoyle, keeping an eye on the room in a different location. Now, that might not be the most stealthy game in the world, but it is at number 10. Now, let's move on to number 9 and see if we got anything better. At number 9, we have got Evie, Frye, and Jacob Frye in Assassin's Creed. Now, specifically, I'm going to be using Evie Frye because Evie Frye is the stealthy of the two.
I think it's best we leave.
What did you do?
Honestly, I love playing as Evie because she is given some of the best missions in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, where she can just simply walk around very well undetected. In this game, you've got kind of this hood thing that allows you to be in stealth mode, so you can walk around the city, or you can have your hood up and then the character is crouching on the ground trying to sneak around everywhere. You've got the sound bar, so you can kind of sense and hear where all the guards are as well. It's really nice, and you can scoot across buildings nice and easily. Now, yes, I could possibly run up to these guards and have a fight with them, but the better method would be to nice stealthily take out the first guard, then walk up to the other two guards and do a double assassination, nice and simple, and then before everybody notices what happened, I can then quickly scoot to the roof and get out the way, nice and simple. Or if I'm spying on someone and they're a little way from the ground, I can possibly just do a nice quick little air assassination just to eliminate them. But I gotta be careful because the other guards might spot me. Now, one thing I just love about Assassin's Creed, especially with missions like this, is the fact that it normally just gives you a map, puts loads of guards in a place, and says, complete this. It doesn't give you a rule of how to do it. It kind of persuades you and goes, if you do it stealthily, obviously, it might be a little bit easier, or it might be hard to do, but you know, the option's there. You get to choose how you want to take these missions, and the fact that stealth is an option is why it gets a place in this list, because when you do it successfully in stealth, you just feel so happy inside.
Well, that was fun.
I mean, you probably get that when you do it loud as well, but yeah, hey, this is number 9, moving on to number 8. Now, you remember that rule when I said 50% of these games have to be stealth? Well, this is most definitely a stealth game, but it's also got something unique inside it, because it is also a lovely little sniper game as well. If you've played the game, then you'll know why I'm not putting that footage inside this video. Anyway, we'll go to the sneaky parts. So you basically play as a solo sniper called Carl Fairburn. And you're in the middle of war. I think it's something like 1944. And what you got to do is you got to do your objectives. I've only done so much of this game, so I can't tell you every single objective there is throughout the game. But I'll say you follow the objectives, and to do that, you do need to stay stealthy along the journey. There's things like walking through tall grass so the enemy don't spot you and you can remain undetected. There's even going behind the enemy and choking them slowly down so nobody hears you taking down the enemy, and then of course afterwards you can hide the bodies if you so well wish. And then also on top of that, you can even go prone, so even if there's no tall grass around the area, you can still stay a little bit hidden in certain areas. But basically that's Sniper Elite. You're basically the lone sniper where you're really good at sniping down the enemy and staying stealthy doing it. So yes, there you go. The next game on the list is Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Menace. Now, when I put this into my stealth placement, I wasn't quite sure exactly where I was going to place it, but this mission kind of sealed the deal for me. So basically, what I had to do was extract a target. I used the tools and equipment it gave me so I could zoom in, spy on all the enemies, and try and locate the person I was after.
That's the target.
Then I got down low on the floor. I crawled around in between different walls to try and get as close as I can and slowly work my way up to the target without getting spotted. Then I would tranquilize some enemies on my way as I approach the target, and then I use the Metal Gear Solid extraction tool to actually get rid of my targets off the field. The game just gives you a sense of giving you different things to walk around, explore around, and just kind of give you an idea of where to go and where not to go while trying to stay stealthy as you approach the target. There was even a point where I was nearly going to get caught, but the game went in slow motion and gave me just enough time to react so that I could take a particular enemy down. And then eventually I found the target through the other side of the door, but he was talking, he didn't shoot his gun straight away, so I was able to also take him out very easily. And then I went to the chopper and then got myself extracted. One of the things I love about this game is it doesn't fail the mission if you get caught. If you get caught, you can still just shoot your way throughout the mission. However, the issue is that it's going to be a lot harder, so therefore it's recommended to be stealth, but it doesn't stop you from playing it loud and guns blazing. Even if you fail doing it stealth, you can still do this game loud. This is absolutely fine. Or sometimes you might just want to play it loud. That's totally optional. That's why I'm placing it at number 6 on my list. The next game on the list is Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Now, this is the first-person game that I've got on my list. Now, I'm quite new to this, but as far as I'm aware, you play as this type of cyborg character, and you've got this ability where you can turn on this kind of mode where you can see stuff. And you can see stuff like how to break through walls. You can even do things like hacking inside this game where you can hack through systems. One of the things that I found while playing this game, because I was just playing through this first level right over here, was the fact that I could have gone left and I could have taken a direction a bit more through the enemy. Or I could take this side passage route and opt through the vents. I just had to look for it and find it, which is quite handy because at this stage now I can be quite sneaky and try to find alternate routes to get around the enemy. This was quite enjoyable to play because I had to just keep going around corners, find out where the enemy were. I had this invisibility power that I could use temporarily, and I could go around in different rooms in different locations and try and avoid all the guards. Pretty much there was this one point where this guard would notice me, but I was able to get them before anything bad happened and they alerted everyone. But mainly just going from point to point, trying to stay stealthy, trying not to get noticed was a very fun and rewarding thing to do. The map helped quite a lot because you can kind of see where the guards are looking at and their distance and their sight, which really does come in handy when you're trying to work your way around them all. Overall, I really do like this as a stealth game. It allows you to duck behind cover, peek around corners, have the enemy viewpoints and seeing their distance on the map. This is very classic stealth and I love it. There was one bit where there was a sandstorm and I had to rescue a guy on the first level, and I quite enjoyed going around knocking people out from behind, still trying to remain stealthy at the same time trying to save someone before they get shot to death. So this was quite an interesting take on some of that stealth stuff. So, you know, you got the sandstorm covering you up, but you do have to be aware the guards will see you if you get close enough to them. So, you know, you have to balance everything all in one go. And because the game kind of just gives you a bit of direction on how stealth works and it slowly feeds you into the things that you can do, at the same time you also get this really fun game to play as well. You just knock people out or go stealthy around them, up to you. It's a fun game. Now, if you haven't played Dishonored and you're looking for a stealth game, Dishonored is a very good game to play. I'm just going to show you a little bit of it right here in this top 10 video, but yeah, you can generally, this is a fun game. Basically, this game is going to go like, oh yeah, this is a guy, you can take him out, he's not looking at you, quickly do it, and it's kind of going to show you a bit of a stealthier way to eliminate your enemies. And of course, you're stuck in prison, so you haven't really been given a great set of tools, so the only way to avoid getting completely killed inside this game is to generally avoid getting noticed. Sometimes you want to stay inside the shadows, walk around the backs of the enemies, you know, hopefully they won't notice you if you stay back against the wall because they're in the middle of a conversation and they haven't really noticed you. Or sometimes if they do notice you, your only option is to run away because it's better running away than taking them head on. Overall, crawling through vents, trying to stay hidden from your enemies while crawling through places, this game is just awesome. I absolutely love it. And with that kind of vibe where you just don't want to be seen and you're trying to avoid the enemy while trying to take the places that aren't common, it just adds to the whole experience that this is a game where you want to stay hidden and stay stealthy as much as possible. Overall, I really enjoy this game, and without no further ado, let's get on to the next one. Now, the next one is called Thief. This one is generally one of my favourite stealth games on the list. This is where we get a bit more serious because The Thief is all about stealing stuff and not getting noticed, and this is a perfect job of doing it. You literally start off in a person's bedroom taking all their stuff, and that's all you need to know about this game because that's how the game begins. That is it, and it kind of gives you that explanation of what this game is right from that get-go. And when you decide to eventually leave that location and you move on to the next area, you're going across rooftops. I mean, the game doesn't want you to walk on the ground because the ground you get noticed. You're a thief. You want to stay hidden out the way. Oh, it just adds to the feel. You don't want to get noticed, and it takes you through to a room filled with loads of birds. If you make any sudden movements, the birds will squeal and you'll alert to whoever owns this location. So the game kind of forces you to stay as quiet as possible without getting noticed whatsoever. And as well as staying quiet, you've even got things that you would expect in a stealth game, like lockpicking. This game allows you to actually go into locks and to unlock them, and it's just a nice little fun way of adding something extra into the game that just makes you feel a bit more stealthy. It even adds this lovely little parkour feature where you can just run over loads of obstacles. I mean, I really had fun doing this parkour, and it just really adds to that thief feel of being able to be quiet, run over rooftops, not get noticed. You know, then you've got that lockpicking thing I mentioned before. It just adds, the whole thing just adds to it. And then on top of that, we've got guards. Now, guards are very annoying. There's a guard just on my left of me, and I'm crawling through water currently right now. And if I make a big splash, he's obviously going to notice me. So part of, being stealthy is making very slow movements, trying not to get him to notice me. Oh, how painful this feels. This game also introduces kind of like a light and dark system, so staying in the shadows is a good thing. When there's a light area, you have this bow that you can erase certain parts of areas of light, so I just shot that torch just there, which now allows me to not be noticed as much as I walk through this water area because he can't see me as clearly. So now I can get past this guy. Now I can knock people out and, move their body slightly and throw them away into a dark area, which is helpful to put them in a dark area and all that kind of stuff. But if someone notices him, they might alert the other guards. So in theory, you kind of want to try and avoid taking anyone out and trying to be as stealthy as possible without getting noticed whatsoever. One part that I really enjoyed was this little part over here. You don't need to go here, you don't need to go down here to complete the mission, but there's a box and it's got some stuff inside. It's not much, but it's something that might help in the future of the game, but it doesn't force you to come over here or to take it. That's totally optional. So having an option to take something that, it's totally your choice just adds to that experience of being able to just be a bit more free and just have that little bit of freedom that I like in a lovely little stealth game. Yeah, you can take the easy route or you can take the little bit of a harder route and it might become easy later. So absolutely love this game for that. Now, if you want to play a stealth game that kind of adds that feeling of sticking to the shadows, then maybe Thief is for you. But maybe that's not your style. Maybe you want to be a bank robber. If that's the case, then Payday 3 might be for you instead. This game is where you go into places and you steal a lot of gold. And to do that, well, you need a bit of stealth to go with you. In total, Payday is not a bank robbing game. Payday is a heist game. It's where you go into these missions, you go all over the layout, you find different items, and then you get a vault at the end and you get what's inside that vault. Halfway along the way, you might want to take extra stuff as well, so there might be some extra rewards, and the more stuff you unlock, the better the payout is at the end. It's kind of how you do things. And you've got these little skill things that you can add into your character. These skill things will improve your chances of doing a mission more stealthy and all that kind of stuff. One thing I do love about this game is that it's got different areas. It's got like private areas, secure areas, and public areas. If you get caught in a private area, all a guard will do is just walk you out and you won't have to worry so much about it. But if you're in a secure area, the guards are going to be a lot more harsh. So you kind of have to plan exactly how you're doing it. Do you want to be in a private area? Then it's a little bit more lenient. You have to try and not get noticed, but you know, if you do, there's not going to be much of a problem. Also, all information stays the same, so if you discover something on a heist and you click restart, it's going to be the same layout with the same code. So if you find that code, you can use that code again, make the heist go a little bit faster. It's a nice thing. Now the game kind of tries to make you go stealthy. There's always a stealth approach to every single mission. If you follow it and you do it successfully, then you get a chance to go in the vault completely silent, take all the money, and then get the hell out of there. And the best part is you feel like a stealth king doing it because you just walk out and everybody still thinks that everything's all fine. And it's just, it's wonderful. Now, the game doesn't stop you from going loud. It gives you all the guns provided. You can take this heist, wear loads of armor, and really take on all these heists as loud as you want to. But from my experience, it just takes longer. And also getting the money into the van, unlike Stealth, the van isn't parked outside where you can just chuck the money into. The van will be somewhere else because obviously it has to drive away because you're on loud. So you'll get a new location for the van. Again, it just takes longer.
The getaway van is on its way. Get to the main road.
Again, the best part about this is it's totally optional. And if you fail doing it stealth, you'll equip your weapons and you'll be able to have a chance at doing it loud. But honestly, I just prefer the restart and just doing everything on stealth mode as much as possible. Okay, at this stage, this is number 2 on the list, and honestly, I don't think I need to really go in a deep explanation of why this is one of my favorite stealth games. I say this, it's very undercover feel as well. You'll play as an agent, you play as Agent 47, and obviously the game's gonna be a lot easier as long as the guards don't pull out their weapons and start shooting you and you go on red alert. So staying under the radar is as best as possible. Now that doesn't mean you can't go in guard areas, but it does mean that when you do go in guard areas, you either have to stay crouched and stay behind things, or wear guard disguises so they don't know it's you. Disguises, you say? Well, I'll explain a little bit. Basically, inside this game, if you haven't played it, honestly, I don't know why you haven't played this, but if you haven't played this for some odd reason, you can take these guards out, you can take them into containers, hide their bodies, and then wear their outfits. By wearing the outfits, you can sneak around different areas on what that particular guard would be allowed to walk around. Now, you are kind of given a big open map, and it really doesn't give you any rules. Basically, it just goes, these are the things that you can do inside this game. You can use different disguises, you can make distractions, you can hide behind things, and then on top of that, you're given a target to take out. Maybe there's 2, maybe there's 4, and you kind of have to find where they are, find the best way to take them out. Hopefully it's in an uncrowded area or a completely empty area, and then you can take them out, hide their bodies, and then leave the room, and no one would even know that it was you. Honestly, Hitman is one of my favourite undercover, stealthy, try not to get noticed, try not to make everyone go alert type games there is, and I think it hits those marks perfectly. However, I do say that this game is kind of divided for me between a game where I don't want to get noticed, and that does have those stealth elements inside of it, but at the same time, you could get this confused with more of an undercover type game as well, where it's more about not staying stealthy and in the shadows and more about making sure you're wearing the right outfit and no one else knows that it's you. So that's kind of why it gets second place. Yes, it is a stealthy game, where you don't want to get noticed when you're taking people out and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, there's also that blend of being an undercover type game at the same time. So, you get the best of both worlds. Okay, you guys ready for number one? Because number one is my favorite of them all. And I'm ready for this. Are you ready for this? Right, let's do this. Sam Fisher, Splinter Cell Conviction. Now, this was very hard to choose between Conviction and Double Agent, but I like the fact that when you go in the shadows on this game, everything goes a bit black and white, keeping the feel of when you're hidden. Sam Fisher is not invincible, and he knows it, but he doesn't have to worry about that because he operates in the shadows. He's trained for this. He knows how to stay hidden from the enemy. He doesn't walk along corridors, he climbs along window ledges, building his way closer and closer to his target. If Sam Fisher has to take anybody out in a light zone, he does it to cause paranoia. He wants to make the guards panic and run around and try to locate him. Sam will shoot down all the lights in the area so he's not seen as he gets closer and closer and approaches his target. Then, and only then, when he's ready and everyone else is taken out, does he make his appearance in the light.
Were you saying something about my daughter?
Now, as much as I love this game is very much now a classic. There's not been a new proper Splinter Cell since Blacklist, and that was done by a different voice actor. And everybody knows that Sam Fisher is voiced by Michael Ironside. I will always repeat myself when I say that.
I am Sam Fisher.
Either way, this game just gets it right, and I kind of want Ubisoft to make more of these. Maybe not Sam as the lead role. I think that'd just be a mistake because, if the voice actor doesn't want to do it, that's absolutely fine. But get a new voice actor and make a new character, put them in the same universe and call it Splinter Cell. Just make it a new character and give it a new story. I would love that. Now, this has been one of my hardest videos to create on this channel because I really wanted to get the order right, and I kept on changing it constantly, and even after posting this, I'm still not 100% sure if this is the correct order or if I'm missing a game somewhere. But overall, this is my list, and I think I'm happy with posting this. So honestly, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And if you did, please don't forget to leave a comment and try to tell me what your favorite stealth game is inside this list. Do you agree with me that this is the best stealth game, and do you think they should make more Splinter Cells, or do you think a different game deserves #1 place? Tell me in the comments and I'll read them. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on another Jump Inside video very soon. Goodbye. I'll see you later. Hey, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, then please don't forget to consider to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on another Jump Inside video. Goodbye.